Hello everyone, my name is Rob here, and I want to make this video to show off some of the things I've got at Comicon. For those who don't know, I went to Comicon during the New York last week, to be exact. Now it's the 18th. Comicon was from the 9th through the 12th of October, and now it's been about a week change. Might as well give you guys a look at things that I've gotten at Comicon. As you can see, I got myself a new shirt. It's called Hail Pizza, and it has pizza cut in the shape of a pentagram. Note that I'm still an atheist. I do not really condone religion, but to each their own. In my possession I have 3 bags. 2 of them are actually from Comicon. The other one is actually from Tidewater Comicon. The one that's from Comicon is the one in New York, like I said, just to clarify. The one that from Tidewater Comicon was actually today, on the 18th. Alright. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start. Alright. In my hand are a couple things. So I'm going to start off with some cards. This was for JFX 316, who is a DJ up in New York. The first time when I walked up there, I kept on hearing music up in the front lobby, and he was there DJing music. Not great, not that bad DJ, if you ask me. Next thing I have is the loot crate. I don't want to give people the code on the front, because if you weren't really there, it wouldn't be worth it that much. The next thing I got is for the J. Kennedy Memorial Scholarship for people at the Cartoonist Foundation, which I actually have one of their magazines, which is this thing. This is the little cardboard thing they gave me. Pretty much walked onto the into their booth, not into it, but on, you know what I'm saying. Walked towards the booth, found out all this stuff, and pretty much this was a thing where they started talking about drawing stuff like, faces and comic books. And as soon as I read this, I said I might as well. And pretty much that's how it's been so far. I looked at it, there's a lot of art in there, particularly a lot of comic book art, including Bill Watterson, who is a genius comic book and little funny guy. It's a genius. If you guys don't know, Bill Watterson is responsible for Calvin and Hobbes. Just a little bit of trivia for those who are not in the know. This was something that I got before I even got into the convention center in New York, particularly the Javits Center. This was for the Game of Thrones shop and the HBO New York City shop, and basically I actually walked right past this place, to be honest with you. I think. No, I was not on 6th, I was on 5th Avenue, but I did walk past it. Pretty much was for Game of Thrones, collectibles, hardware, glassware, drinkware, that thing, even including the Funko vinyl fingers, who are very, very awesome looking, but to this day, since seeing the vinyl figures from their inceptions now, I still haven't bought one, despite being a big nerd. Okay, this right here is a comic book, particularly from the Ringling comic book and design crew. Pretty much this whole comic book, from the first time looking through it, by the way, is like a panel by panel of little things that people have done at their college, basically. And it's pretty decent. It's pretty cool. And I might put this into a sleeve because I think it's pretty awesome. And so it's a Ringling College book called Meanwhile. It's a comic book. Alright, this right here would be the next thing I have is for the Wounded Warrior project, which is basically, if you guys don't know, they are a non-profit organization. It's a 501 Charlie type of organization where it's non-profit, and you can go ahead and put money into their cause. Basically what they do, they help out people who have been in war, particularly the recent Iraq and Afghanistan wars, as well as Desert Storm 1, and pretty much it helps out with people beyond the wartime injuries, and they're very, very cool. Walk right across from them was another table for the Marine Corps, which is kind of funny. I actually donated to them for a second time in New York. The reason why I put this one up there, I'm not a military guy. Well, not actually in the military. My brother is. I think that if you guys really want to help out, if you don't have anyone in your family that's military, or if you're looking to put out a helping hand for former military and whatever, go ahead and check them out. Their website is www.woundedwarriorproject.org. They are a very, very great organization. Definitely check them out. This was another for the National Cartoonist Society, which is actually at their booth, and they're advertising shirts, particularly shirts with little black and white comic strips on them, and it's pretty awesome. I'm not sure if I got this in a shot. There we go. And pretty much these are from the group is actually headquartered in Florida, but since it was, there, they decided to put that up there. Okay, let's go ahead and start going through other stuff. Next thing I have in my hand is for Brave Frontier. It's a game on the iOS and Android devices. Sorry, Windows phones user, you guys don't get to have the fun. Unless you have like an iPad or some shit like that. Anyway. Brave Frontier, this is their little sticker collection they usually have. They were handing this out at the front desk. I even got a bag from them. It's actually pretty cool. It's so that people can actually get the codes and stuff. Not sure that's going to come out well. How this put the... yeah. Pause video and scan. And for you Android users, pause the video and scan. Particularly, like I said, it's a really fun game. I played it for the first time over there because I don't have either I don't have a powerful enough phone or tablet to play that type of stuff, or I don't have enough space on my internal hard drive inside my phone to play that type of game. Here is another thing. They actually have this on the floor. If you put the serial code on the bottom, you'll be able to get Nekarine Luka and Hatsune Miku to join your parties in Brave Frontier, which they kind of play the same as all the other characters. Now these guys, the next thing I'm going to show you was that it's a alertness aid. It's actually caffeine pills that I got from the Beaverin booth up in New York City. I got 2 of these, and I think that's pretty cool. I cannot really tell anyone other than the fact that it is pretty much a what to say, it's all caffeine. 200 milligrams in just one pill, I think. Yeah, just one pill is 200 milligrams. That's about 2 kickstarts. That's also about approximately 1 or 2 surges. That sort of thing. Sun drop, whatever your favorite caffeine is. About 2 cups of coffee in each pill. Actually, it's a cup of coffee in each pill, but pretty much the alertness aid, which I think is pretty cool. The next item on my list that I have is a comic book by Chris Anzulis and Fabio Val, which I met these guys for 4 days in New York. I was up in New York City. I saw each one, visited their booth 4 days, and then last time I visited them was during Tidewater Comicon. These guys came out with a book called The Paladin. Up top is the autograph for Chris Anzulis. On the bottom, Fabio Val. These guys are independent comic book artists. They're really, really cool. From the looks of things right now, you got characters that remind me of people like Hit Girl and other characters. It's really, really crazy. But it's about this guy who ends up getting powers and stuff by something I don't know. I haven't really read the whole thing. This next one is the 4-pack of comics of the Faniel series. I had the first book. I got this at a discount when I was up in when I first got this. Originally this was like about $15–20. Got this for 10. So each one says volumes 1 through 4. Faniel is about a guy who receives the powers, like, you know, superhuman abilities of pretty much the touch of death, basically. And he can only use it, and pretty much he is personified death. And he uses it to fight crime, basically. He ends up doing stuff. The series is still ongoing. There's going to be a lot more out there. Excuse me. A lot more out there. So definitely check it out. And we're going to go into one of the bags, because now I've actually got into it. So before I start, as I was saying, prior to me starting this thing, I have 3 bags. This was the Brave Frontier bag, which I got on day 2 at the convention in New York. They were just handing them out. And I'll probably show you one of the items I got. Okay, let's start with a map of Tokyo, which they had a little booth set up in New York, where there was a man dressed up as a samurai or ninja. I can't remember. He was in full gear, and pretty much they had little table full of things you pick up for free. So I picked up a map and a walking guide for the area of Kyoto, Japan, and I plan on probably going up there. I even picked up this little card, which was the Japanese Information Center program, where they have school visits, scholarships, educational materials, cultural items, and DVDs and posters for Japan. And this is from the Consulate General of Japan in New York City. They are really, really cool, and I think that's pretty neat. So I'm going to put a little some advertisement up there. I'm not getting paid for this. Fuck them. You know, I can do this for free. Doesn't really matter. Okay, the next thing I got in my hand is from MemoBot. 2 years ago, I bought a little thumb drive, which was a collector's item, 1 out of 347, I think, or 547, which were basically the hooded Darth Maul, which is no longer done. It's retired. It's been retired for a while. All the units have been sold. And pretty much, this is from their new line of things, basically called the Mimo Power 2. I heard about this product about a good 9 months ago when they announced it. And pretty much what they do is they make these little batteries, particularly external batteries. I think I might go ahead and show you the one I have. 1 second. Crap, I just dropped all my pillows. Laying on these. This man. Alright. So these are the units, as you can see. You have the different designs, including one that looks like a hamburger, one that looks like a hot dog, one that looks like Pac-Man, Crayon, the one that looks like lifesavers, one that looks like spray-on paint, dynamite, and I believe there's one that's shaped with pills, but they also have one that is shaped like a blunt, as in like for people who smoke marijuana. I'll show you the one I got. I got this little thing. And yes, it's the purple one. Don't get it wrong. Don't just upset. It's purple. The reason why I chose this one is because my favorite color, for those who don't know, is purple. We'll get to that in another video why that's my favorite color. Someday. As if I get enough lights on it. Okay, put this somewhere. Plug in. Fun fact, the MuleBot thing comes in a box like this. I kind of took it out because I needed some charge. It's a 2600 mAh. I don't know how to say that. I don't know that type of unit. And what you do, they have a USB port and a micro USB port. The USB port is an output. Basically, you put your devices, like your Android device or whatever, comes with a little USB adapter. You place that into your thing, and basically from there you can charge your unit. The micro USB is actually for the charging of the unit, particularly the unit itself, not your phone, but the actual unit. So instead of you can do whatever you want with it. Have universal USB power on the go, charging cable. It's super fun, stylish. It's amazing, especially if you have a job like mine where you have to worry about people trying to take over other spots, and you don't want to get in trouble with having your cell phone underneath the desk. You can actually underneath the computer. You actually put that up there, and you don't have to worry about a thing. Next thing I found was Tentacle Kitty. Yes. I found a product called Tentacle Kitty. And you know what? I'm going to change the light. Glare. There we go. So, this one right here is Tentacle Kitty. And they're pretty much a stuffed animal site, and pretty much they put kitty cat heads with tentacles. Take that for what it is. It's pretty cute, and it's pretty goddamn funny. And when I first saw this, I was like, what's that? And he's like, oh, this is Tentacle Kitty. This is our product. It's a something dark side, I don't know. Pretty much what it is that they show off these little stuffed animals are pink and have tentacles and kitty cat heads. There you go. But they're really cool though. Let's see, this one. Let's go ahead and look up some business cards if I can find some. Let's see. Alright, let's start off with this. Okay. Before I even start, might as well show you one thing that I have in my hand. If I can find it. There it is. It's in the bag. I want to see the Killing Floor 2 booth. Originally I thought this was like another first-person shooter type game, which it was. But I was like, if I don't like this, you know, if I don't like it, I'm not going to go and watch it. This was the alpha build for the second game, the sequel. This is the little badges, and at the top you see Killing Floor 2. For those who don't understand, the experience I have from watching the people play the alpha build was pretty awesome. I'm going to keep these buttons inside the bag, keep them in mint condition, possibly place them in a box until one day the game gets really super popular and I can go ahead and have it and actually possibly sell these. They came with little things like this, which is basically the little fake money in the game. Look kind of like euros, if you ask me. But they're not. Which I thought was pretty funny. I don't know who the guy on the picture is, but I'm pretty sure he's probably one of the guys up there. Next thing I want to show you is from the Einhorn company. They're a cookie company based out of New York City. And they had a bunch of cookies that they had up there, and I was hesitant to try them because I wasn't sure what I was going to expect. I was hoping I don't eat anything nasty. But apparently everything was actually really good. The first cookie I ever had was a peanut butter, chocolate chip, and bacon. Put that in your imagination. And now, a lot of people would think about it as like, ew, that sounds gross. To be exact, it was not that bad. You guys are thinking like, you know, it's freshly cooked bacon. No, it's like little bacon bits. It's not bad. It's like, gives a little bit of a salt flavor to it, so it's like a sweet and salty at the same time. This actually was a thing that they had, and pretty much they would open up their own little batches of cookies, and pretty much they would get these little things where you get a little conflict with each one. And it has all the flavors on the back. Houston, Caddis, Romsey, and Bronxburn, which I've had all 4 flavors, and I can tell you my favorite out of the 4 would have to be Bronxburn and the Romsey, which is the peanut butter and bacon and chocolate chip. Romsey was my favorite. Bronxburn was my second favorite. Alright. Next thing we got is from Pyramid Graphic Novels, and pretty much these guys were, I believe these were in one of the independent alley, basically, in between the block and the main exhibit hall, so they had a little spot in between. And pretty much this was their product. Go ahead and check them out. Yeah. The booth number on the back, Comicon logo at the top. On their Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook. I have all 4, but I don't know. But yeah, there you go. They had some cool stuff in there, but I was like, if they had things online, I'd probably do that too, but they didn't really. This one was the custom superhero bobbleheads, and pretty much they make bobbleheads by using your photos, and what you do, you go to their website, which is www.allbobbleheads.com, and you upload a photo, right, and pretty much they make that picture design like a what you call it, like the snapshot of your head, and they turn into a bobblehead. And you can choose whatever type of suits or whatever, and pretty much you can do stuff like that. And you get a bobblehead, but your likeness on it. It's pretty awesome. And you also save money on here. Not really sure how long this is. This is on for, but this was for the 20% off by using the code Comicon20 at checkout. I think it's pretty cool. I heard that their prices are a little bit more kind of expensive on the expensive side, by the way. This thing was for a party house for the after party at the convention. I couldn't attend, but I took one of these anyway because I'm not much of a jerk and a piece of shit that I decided to post this up there. I think this was actually from the Vampire Freaks booth, to be honest with you, because it says it right here, Vampire Freaks in the back. And pretty much what they do is you got music from the Super Smash Brothers for the 3DS, or for, the Smash Bros. I have to say 3. It's the 4th game in the collection. Anyway, pretty much they have like a whole bunch of performances. You go up there, you buy the tickets at the booth, or if you go to the door, it's about $20. The thing is, I couldn't attend because I was about to leave anyway for New York. This was going to be for Saturday, and I wasn't going to be partying on Saturday, especially when I had money that I had to part ways with. The next thing I have is the ARC comics, or R comics, which are basically the little flyer that they have. They even had statues on display for like $400 to $500, but this is their little thing. And on the back, pictures of the statues. Actually, I took a couple of photos of the statues, but I was like, no, I might as well not, because people like that can, I don't want to plagiarize on anybody's work. Alright, so this is another one of their, the memo about things. On the back has all the designs. Okay, the next thing I have is Heroes Haven, which is the Gotham City films. And pretty much they're a website that make comic books. It's pretty awesome. I actually read some of their books, and it's not that bad. This one's from the topatoco.com booth, and the most reason why I got this is because I sat there and I saw these little street stickers that they had. Really funny street stickers. I was planning on buying all of them, the whole set, but I decided not to. But they gave me a sticker anyway, just to remember them before. And it even says, I am made of poison. I thought it was funny. Now you know my sixth sense of humor. Okay. This next card was for Kyle McCoy at the Pixel Art Shop, which pretty much they do like a bunch of art there with these little blocks that they use that you can get at the craft stores and stuff, and it's like, I think it's like canvassing art basically. Then what you do is they do that and they iron the stuff up there, and it comes out looking like something from the Atari, or something from the Nintendo, or the Super Nintendo, or the Sega Saturn, or the Sega Mega Drive. And pretty much that's their back of the card. They have a lot of things on display, and I thought that was really neat. And they do nothing but prayer beads and pop culture. And I'm not sure if I want to put this up there because I don't want him getting spammed to death, but fuck it, I'll put it up there. It's a really cool cool booth, and I was like really excited to go in there. The next thing I have is from Eleanor's Orders, which is a Stars show, I think. No, this was not from that. This was actually for Black Sails. Which I got 2 things from there. The other one's attached to my book bag, and I'll show you that later. Pretty much the other thing's a bandana. It's a black bandana with a bunch of skulls and stuff, and black sails and stars, and it's up there. It's pretty cool. I actually got a, a couple of pictures with them. Very cool people. They're all from, I believe, England or Scotland or someplace. I think they're probably from Ireland. I don't know. They're from the British Isles, basically. And that was pretty awesome of them. I'll place that down over here. And this one right here is from Nigel Sade, who makes these little neat cards. And he does a lot of... I think I remember now what this is. This was an artist. Okay, now I remember. This was an art booth that they had that they used different types of art, and they make tributes as well as other things with it. And pretty much that's what it's all about. All they make is like little art. I was planning on buying something from them, but it was too expensive for my taste, and I felt like I needed to that eating for right at the time was more important than buying art that I can't really put up there. I will post up any type of posters in the next video. I might do this video, I don't know. This video's gonna be long anyway. But I think it's gonna be the next video. Next thing I have is the Frogby. There's a flying squirrel. And here's a dead bunny. Or an antelope. Or jackalope. Yeah, jackalope. The rabbits and... pretty much, there you go. Walked into their booth, saw all this stuff, so I decided, hey, might as well go ahead, check it out. And that's how that happened. The next thing I have in my hand is the preview book. It's a comic for the Valiant series. From the looks of it, it's pretty fucking cool. For those that don't understand, Valiant is a collective work by the Valiant Comics company, and pretty much they make a universe of their own. It's pretty cool. I actually got to see a couple of the cosplays over there, and while I was up there, they even had a Chevy truck that had the Valiant artwork on it, which I thought was pretty fucking awesome. This was actually in the one of their booths up there, and that's how I got it. I just was walking past, and I found their booth. Alright, this next thing is a poster. The type of poster you're asking? Star Wars. First edition Street for the new headphones they got by 50 cents. And they're pretty cool. I did not try out the headphones because I'm not trying to get ear infections or whatever. But this was their Star Wars thing. I didn't have my tube at the time when I first got this, so that's why it looks like this in the first place. I'll place that on top of the comments because I like that type of shit. Okay. The next couple of things I have, if you've already seen one of them. I'm off the center, and pretty much some guy was handing out advertisements for his Kung Fu at Washington Heights, which is up in Harlem, which is basically they're accepting stuff for students of martial arts, and that was pretty cool, but I wasn't interested because I'm not actually from New York. I'm actually in Virginia, and I actually live in Virginia, not in New York City. But it would be cool one day that if I ever get the chance, I will go and check them out. I'm gonna put that down right here because I'm gonna talk about the one I have my hand on first. I'm gonna talk about a little bit later. This was for Fish Pig, or Pig Fish, which was a little game that they had out there. Available on the App Store, both Android and Apple. And pretty much you play the pig, who's also a fish. Pretty funny, pretty cool looking. Definitely check out, go ahead and check them out. This is from the Night Stars booth. Actually got two of these. Kind of funny because I was stopping by. And pretty much if you bought one of their posters, you got a little sketch for free. But this is what it was. It's called Night Star Comic. Like I said, I got two of them. With a little bit better shape. I might keep both. It's pretty cool. This one was for the Cirque du Soleil. They have a new thing out right now with the I don't know how to call a thing called KA, which is their new act. And they have prices at the MGM Grand. Wait, that's in Las Vegas. Anyhow, then they have tickets starting from $70. Then don't have the taxes or fees or the parking out there, but it's from Tuesday through Saturday, 7 to 9, like I said. I'm not much of an acrobatics guy. I've seen Cirque du Soleil back in high school when I was on the verge of my senior year. I had two teachers that showed it. One of them was my philosophy teacher. The other one was my French teacher. And they showed it off. But like I said, they are doing like this Asian type event, as you can see. I have their comic book as well, so when you get a chance, I'll show you. This next one was from the Kino Lorber booth, which also had Kino Lorber was like a horror film thing, and they had a whole bunch of DVDs and Blu-rays on display for purchase, but I didn't purchase anything. I was actually really interested in their product. This right here was for The Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, a film by Anna Lily Amirpour, who just talks about a girl in these I think it's the first Iranian vampire western. The most weirdest thing I can think of. It's a vampire story that takes place in Iran, but it's also a western, kind of like the good old smoking gun movies. So, there you go. So, the one I have in my hand right now is for the thing called Headlocked. It's a graphic novel by Mike Kingston, which also has art from Michael Moropola, featuring a painted cover usually by Jerry King Lawler, with stories from Bob Van Dam, Ken Mr. Anderson, The Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels, Jill Thompson, Hurricane Helms, and Beth Phoenix. This was actually a very good comic, and I'm going to show you probably both editions that I have, if I can get them. They're in the bag. Yes, they are. And I got these both signed by Jerry the King Lawler, and one of them signed by what's the other one? By Hurricane Helms. I got all this hair coming out of my face. The story in this whole thing, it's about a guy who quit college to become a professional wrestler to get into the industry. And the first one, he gets interested, goes to a wrestling event, loves it, and then he decides to see what it is, and becomes, makes the decision to become a wrestler. So he quits his school, starts training in the gym, like rigorously training in the gym, gains a lot of definition and size, goes to find one of the wrestlers, and pretty much at the show he said, you know what, buy me a drink and I'll show you a school. Pretty much this kid kept on buying him drinks, and the dude left in the bathroom. By the time he came back to his table, there was a card, had school and everything. And pretty much from then on, he goes to the school. Not going to spoil too much. And then the second novel, he goes into the independent scene, but, he's still trying to work his way up to the top. And that's actually a really good thing. I'm actually on chapter 3 on the second novel. The next one was for VampireFreaks.com. I'm not too much of a goth kid. I do listen to metal. I do listen to techno, but I'm not into that type of lifestyle that much. Not like I used to be when I was in high school. But it's pretty cool that they have that website up there. The next thing I have is for the sci-fi show 12 Monkeys, which they had a panel on Saturday, but I decided not to go. Mostly because they only had one person and a moderator. It's pretty cool. Alright, we're almost done with this bag. Oh my god. Alright, this next thing I saw, it's probably actually going in this for 42 minutes already. This next thing is for the Game of Thrones Puzzle of Westeros and the 4D Cityscape Time Puzzle. Pretty much, if you guys don't understand, there you go, I'm showing you this right now. I did not buy any of these. I wanted to, but I didn't have it. I didn't have the money to do that. Like I said, I have to make sure I eat first before I go. One of the things that they do is that they make cities. You can build up like little maps and stuff. They're like puzzles, like the 4,000 puzzles. Like 4,000 piece puzzles. And basically you also have these little statues and buildings and stuff, which is placed on each one to make it look like the city of New York or the island of Westeros in the Game of Thrones lore, or the city and pretty much they have other stuff like New York, London, Paris, Hong Kong, Chicago, Toronto, DC, Berlin, Sydney, Tokyo, St. Petersburg, Osaka Prefecture, Shanghai, Rome, Las Vegas, Barcelona, Dubai, Macau, Taiwan, China, Singapore, and more. Check them out at 4dcityscape.com. Like I said, it's pretty fucking neat. I always want to do some type of puzzle like that, but I don't usually have the time. Nor do I have children. So that's kind of saying something there. You know what I'm saying. Not saying that I want children. Just saying. Okay, this one was for Pyramid graphic novels. I think that was also for guys that did the little books before that. The next one's for True Mirror Company, which is I'm going to give you a cool story. Walked to their booth, was amazed by what I saw, and I was like, what is this? And they're like, oh, it's a True Mirror. Basically, what they do is they have a special mirror that they make, and pretty much one reflection comes off, and the other one comes out, and by the time they look at it, by a miracle of math or whatever, the real mirror, the true mirror itself will show what people see you as. So say in the regular mirror, say you have a coif in your on your right hand or your right hand side in your hair, they're going to see it on the left where it's supposed to be, but it's on their left, not your left, but on theirs. So basically you'll still see the coif inside your hair, but it's not like that's how other people will see you, which is pretty freaking amazing. Definitely check out their product. Here we go. There's their website, and there's their address and phone number. Check them out. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Probably goes right back into the whole thing. Okay, this was the Comic Defense Fund League. I got another Fromby sticker. Didn't even know it was in there. This was for the Comic Book Defense League, and pretty much this was for the Banned Books Week, which I believe, I don't know. It's about banned books. More likely about stuff that people are trying to ban because of whatever. This one was the issue 2 of Frombies, which was pretty cool. Walked on to their booth, like I said before. That's where I got the stickers, and I got this free comic book to go with it. Pretty much there's this girl in it. It's a pretty funny show. As you can see, they're trying to escape to get back home. They have other people up there. It's pretty cool. It says Big Trouble in Tokyo, and I'm looking at it, it has all this Japanese up there. Haha. Alright, you guys are wondering what this next book I have in my hand. Funny story, I got to meet Mick Foley at the not Tidewater Comicon, but the New York Comicon, in New York City, and I decided, you know, it's really cool to meet other wrestlers and stuff. So this was actually signed by him. So I now have 4 wrestling autographs. Got them 4. Virgil, Nick, Hurricane Helms, Jerry Lawler. Was planning on going back to see other people up there, but I did not. But this was for the Crazy Christmas comic book, or I should say it's a storybook about Christmas. To be honest with you, I might think about handing this to a friend of mine, but I'm not really sure because it has my name up there. So, pretty much it's a Christmas story. I thought it was pretty cool. There you go. Here comes the next thing I got. Alright. This was for the Comic Book Helping Hospice. This was some guy was handing this at the line in the waiting hall. It's from Kino Classics. It's from the movie The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. This other one is actually also from the Kino one. It's called Fascination. This is another Kino thing, which is also their thing, and basically they do nothing but classic horror films. This one's a True Mirror thing. It has their information on top. I thought that was pretty cool. I have another one. This is from Section 8 Comics. And check them out at their website, the 8 Spot, or section8comics.com. They do a lot of one-off stuff, and pretty much I came in, looked at it, liked the artwork, and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and check it out when they have something online. So that's why I got this. This next one is from Dark Prophet. This was actually Okay, let me remember how I did this one. Okay, now I remember. That is Dodo Case VR. Basically, it's a box you put together yourself, and you put your phone in there. And what they do, you put the app onto your phone. It's a Gearbox app. And what it does, you put the case up there, and you can actually read the comic book in 3D, and you can actually see everything. The only problem is, if you're walking, it's best if you do this in a way of you watch the thing, you look at the comic. Just don't do that while you're walking. It's not a really fun idea. That's a pretty cool comic book, by the way. This next thing was from the Comicon bookstore. That's their hours of operation and their phone numbers for New York, Chicago, San Francisco, San Jose, Seattle, Portland, Los Angeles, and Costa Mesa. This was actually for the New York main store, which is, like I said, Kinokuniya. Kinokuniya. That's what I meant. Kinokuniya bookstore, and they specialize mostly in manga. Next thing is a receipt from the Hudson News, which you guys have to look at. The next thing I have is the block guide, which they have a whole bunch of them. In it, it shows you each one of the things, including block exclusives, as well as other things. It's pretty cool. Now I'm going to put all these, so I don't make a mess in my room. Put the ones that, put those two over there. Instead of stacking the bag. And we're going to place this back over here. So we're going to look at the next thing over here. Yes, you guys are going to hear me talk a lot. It's like 52 minutes into the video. And no, I did not break the reality of it or anything. It's actually, this is legitimately that much. The next thing I got was from a couple things I have in here. A little bit of cards and stuff. Including one that had a fortune cookie attached that was smashed when I was up there. Got a lot of stuff in this thing. Including a few of my vitamin pills, which I'm not supposed to be putting in here, but I'm taking them, as well as my flake bars are crushed. Alright, you know what, I'm just gonna say, fuck it. You can just drink that with milk, I don't care. Anyway, let's go ahead and try to grab all the things I have in here that is available for me to grab without me pulling up things that are totally irrelevant to the situation at hand. These are all the things I got from the convention. I even have my art book in this thing. So, I think that's all of it, because something else is just my sketchbook. Maybe it's the last thing right here. So another thing for meanwhile. Pretty weird, I got doubles of that. And now I'm going to go show you the little black flag bandana that I got, which was, I thought was pretty cool. Because I described it earlier, and you guys are now going to see it now. Alright. For those that don't know, okay, if you weren't near a Comicon, right, you won't know this. And I think San Diego had the same type of thing going on as well, but I'm not really sure. I wasn't on San Diego one. Pretty much, this thing, the bandana from Stars, the movie distributor, and pretty much it's a bandana promoting Black Sails. Black Sails is a show about pirates. And what I did with this thing was that actually I got this flag a couple times, or this bandana a couple times, especially one time on the Metro bus on my way to the Javits Center. Fun story, I didn't pay for the bus. I'm sorry. Kinda got a bus ride for free. Could've gotten in trouble for that, but whatever. But that's that little thing, so let's go ahead and check out a couple other little business cards for a little bit, and let's go ahead and look. Let me place this and back over here, because I already have one. I got two, whatever. Always put both of them in the sleeve. I went to the to a line to see a panel. The last thing I saw at the New York Comicon is I decided to go to a panel. This panel was for Street Fighter's Assassin's Fist, as well as the Ultimate Street Fighter. It was a Capcom panel. It's my first time going to one of these types of panels. So, before I went up there, I was in line, and this guy was like, "Hey man, you want to check out a new web series? It's called Gigahose." And basically, it's a... I don't know how to say this without offending a whole bunch of people. It's pretty much a sex-filled romp. Pretty much, it's like a future where the guy builds robots and artificial intelligence, and then afterwards they proceed to have sex with it. It's pretty weird. It sounds very Japanese. No, I just felt like I just offended a whole bunch of people. Sorry for anyone who's Japanese. I can probably hear them. Apology accepted. Probably not. Anyway. This next one was for Padcaster. They had a green screen in their booth. This was also in the independent comic section. This one I got before I got into the panel. It was for Biru Props and Cosplay. They do commissions of weapons, armor, and blueprints. And that's their website. That's also their email and their Facebook. This next one is for Magic Missile. And pretty much these guys, they make little signs and stuff, as well as other art, where it's actually quite funny. I thought that was pretty cool. Next one is for Anime Eyes. It's a contact lenses company. Ran into a guy doing a steampunk thing. I don't know which one it was, what type of character he was doing. All I know is steampunk. I took a picture of him. But they do contact lenses. It has a booth number on the back. These booth numbers will change next year, by the way, so don't get too used to it. They sell contact lenses. Like, a friend of mine at work, if you guys don't know, I'm subscribed to him on YouTube. He's subscribed to me on YouTube. My friend Kevin, also known as the guy Rosaru, he has a pair of contact lenses that look like the Naruto eyes, the ones where they kind of have that thing where it makes them powerful and shit. Yeah, he has one of those. It was pretty creepy looking, but it was also pretty fucking cool. Alright, so next little thing is a little mini comic that I got, which is for Garbage Pail Kids, and which is a collector binder. And we got Comicon Ron. thought it was pretty funny. It says, "Keep calm and buy garbage." It's actually... That's pretty fucking hilarious. This whole little thing has a picture of what most people would think a nerd would look like. Well, they do have it's by IDW, they have a comic. I'm going to put that over there next to the other ones. This was for the Liquid Sky app, which you can use on your tablet PCs, and you can play games that you play on PC on your tablet, including StarCraft. Cool, huh? It's pretty neat. When I first saw that and I saw the little thing, they didn't have any video, but they did have some other stuff. The next thing in my hand, and I've been looking at it, is from Snazaroo. They're a base paint kit, basically. I don't even think this is wet anymore. It could be. I believe this is something that you, well, basically, it's a base paint kit for children, but I got it because I'm a huge dork, and I was like, you know what, more free stuff? Hand it over, I would take it. Take it right off their hands. On top they have the guide, and on the bottom is the sponge, brush, color orange, the color white, and the color black. And pretty much this was during Kids Day when I got this. Which is pretty cool. Which is also why there's kids' faces on it. But I don't give a shit. It's pretty cool. Let's see. This one was from the New York Comicon street team for the Avengers Station exhibition. I believe this was for the Times Square Discovery store, or the museum, I should say. And pretty much you can go in there and check out the station for the movie The Avengers, as well as I believe the other shows that they have up there. It's pretty cool. This one was the Tiger and Bunny thing, but this was actually at the Bluefin Distro, I think. Or it could be Viz Media, I don't remember. But this was Yes Anime and Viz Media. I think this was on Yes Anime. And what they do, they're little figures. Little figurines. Probably cost like a little bit of money. Or more than just a little bit of money, but they're all little vinyl figurines. You know, type of things like the Funko Pop figures. This next one was from Damon College, that's also up in New York. The only problem I have with something like this, and I'm going to explain it right now. I'm not really sure if this is a for-profit college, particularly if it's one where they hike up the whole thing and pretty much I don't want to go to a college that's not really a college, and it's just an institution where they put you in debt and everything. I'm really against for-profit colleges. I really think that if you're going to be if you're going to go to school, go to a community college, go to a university. Do not spend your money on companies like Westwood College or Key Business or Everest Institute or any of these other for-profit colleges that do not do anything that they promise, do not help you find a job, do not help you do anything. To be honest with you, they always want to put you in debt and keep you there. You know what? Write your congressman, tell them that you want them out of there. And here's a fun fact. For those that I'm ranting right now, anyone who goes to these companies and puts their money on the table, let me tell you this. If you ask for a student loan for one of these colleges, and I'm going to use that loosely, use that word loosely, one of these colleges, you cannot default on these student loans. You cannot go into bankruptcy because of a student loan, especially in the United States. So, please, do yourself a favor. If this is a real legitimate college, I'm sorry for lumping you in the almost iconic clusterfuck that is for-profit colleges. If you are not a for-profit, I'm very sorry. But pretty much this is for Damon College, which is in Amherst, New York. But like I said, from the looks of it, they look like something that does a lot of the education and all that stuff, but it's probably for profit. This next one was from CostumeSuperCenter.com. It's actually a bookmark, and pretty much they had a whole bunch of people up there. First time I walked past it, I got a picture of a guy in a Stormtrooper outfit, and it was like this. I was like, that's awesome. I have a picture on my Facebook page if you guys want to look at it. This is another thing from Damon College. But from the looks of it, looks like another for-profit college, just by looking at it. Like I said, I'm sorry if you guys are not a for-profit, but more than likely, from the looks of it, you guys probably are. I'm not going to go into detail about that. This next one is from Blue Juice Comics for their comic book called The Accelerators. Basically, the time travel book, and basically it's about these guys who travel through time, and you can't go back. You can go back in the past, but you can't go back in the future. So they kind of find items to make them go back in the future. Time for some business cards on this one. The next one I have is Diamond Select Toys. They do for a panel, but they also have other stuff in here too. That's pretty cool. Next one I have is for VenusRises.tv, which is a website as well as a comic book. Saw their work, loved it, couldn't pay for it, but it was pretty cool that I saw their stuff. There's another Costume Supercenter thing, but if you guys want to go ahead and use it, go ahead. I'm not going to be buying any type of costumes yet, especially not before my brother's birthday. Just let you know. This is also from Diamond Select Toys. I think this is where I got the other one from. This was actually the cute little toy booth, and on the back, 30th anniversary of the Ghostbusters with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and Slimer. Fucking neat. I like Stay Puft Marshmallow Man because he's fucking cool and he's awesome and shit. So whatever. It was with the Minimates.com collector's item, which they also have a panel with the Diamond Toy Studio, which is actually pretty cool. This next one, or next couple items, well actually, let's go ahead and do one more card that I got. This is from, got this off the street. This guy was selling was handing these out, and pretty much they were fortune cookies with win a PS4 and tickets to New York Comicon, and pretty much all you do is make a chance to win, submit your email, your name, and you get 2 more chances when you complete their experience survey. Pretty much the contest ends on Halloween, and you can win a PlayStation 4 and tickets to next year's New York Comicon, which will be taking place soon. But I have the current picture of the current ones. I have that photo on my Facebook and on my Instagram. But there you go. Check it out. And I just farted, I'm sorry. Alright, the next couple items I got from the IDW booth, which basically what they do, it's an independent comic book booth. So they have this one, which was for Legends of Baldur's Gate, which is a preview comic. This one was for Edward Scissorhands, another preview comic. These little items were promotional, so they're for free. This one was for Rotten Ruin, which also is the same guy responsible for that is responsible for V-Wars. Next one we have is Star Trek versus the Planet of the Apes. Look at that a little closer. And pretty much it was a mashup of 2 TV shows of the same era of time. You know, but I think that was pretty cool. And this is their fall catalog of 2014, which has a whole bunch of stuff, including some comics, like on the other side. Some with Skylanders, Edward Scissorhands, and Angry Birds. On the other side, when you flip it around, it has their upcoming novels and graphic novels coming up for the fall season. Okay, this is for So Strong Your Thing color system. And what they do is they make paints. Now the other one, which is Ignite, which is fluorescent paint. I don't think this is actually safe for people who are using like face and whatever, so I'm not really sure, but it's pretty cool. The smooth on system is actually pretty cool. Like I said, it's not for skin, it's actually for polyurethane rubber, plastics, foams, and epoxy systems. They even had, I think when I got this one, they had this one thing that they were doing where they made a epoxy, and pretty much you can make little prop figurines and figures and stuff like that. So this is what the booth was about. It's a little startup kit, and you can do all sorts of stuff with it. This also was for industrial applications as well, where you can make statues and stuff like that. Here we go. Take a look. And it's pretty fucking awesome. The next one was also from that same booth, and this was for their film kit. And you can make basically stage props, which I think was pretty neat. Alright, so you guys are wondering what I was talking about when I said something about the Cirque du Soleil, and I know some of y'all are going to be like, what about Cirque du Soleil? Well, they actually have a custom edition 3rd volume of the the Ka story goes into a little bit of the lore. This was actually for free, and I think that's pretty cool. But it's way too acrobatic for my taste. I mean, it's cool and all, but I don't like the thing. Like, I saw the thing, I was like, that's pretty cool, it's pretty neat, but it's not my taste. Like I said, I don't go to circuses that often. Probably because I'm banned from them. Just kidding. This one was the catalog for the Comicon. This time I did not use any type of pens or anything. I did not mark the insides of it. I want it to be almost pristine. And have all the stuff there like the last one. Different booth numbers. This one actually has a poster of the floor plan. I'm not going to go back into that. I could have sworn it sounded like I was ripping something, but really I wasn't. And it has the level 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which level 4 was nothing but, you know, the VIP lounge, the press lounge, ATM machines. Couldn't go up there unless you were a level 4 type of guy. There's different little advertisements for each one of the people that are going to be up there. Panels, everything. The who's who that's going to be there. They're going to show televisions and stuff like that. And that was pretty cool of them. Definitely my favorite convention overall. But yeah. But on the back, I like the back of it. Why? Because it's The Walking Dead for season 5. Check it out. Watch the show. This next thing was for Peter David Robinford, Piotr Kowalski for The Dark Tower, the drawing of the 3, which was for a Stephen King book, which is also a graphic novel by the Marvel Entertainment. On the back we have Jason Aaron and Ron Carney for Men of Wrath. It's going to be on sale this month from Icon Comics. I think that's pretty cool. This next one I have is the Marvel Previews issue. Pretty much they go into details with little things here and there. It's like a little comic book. It has all new Captain America, which when Falcon takes over as the captain. Which is pretty fucking cool. This next thing was actually on the table. I decided to pick it up because I'm not much of a douchebag. Just kidding. Oh, here's a font of the mustache. Anyway. This is from Chopsticks New York's experience in Japan and New York City. I was actually in my hotel room when I looked through it, and all it is about liquor and has all the restaurants in the back from wherever you are in New York. And the being that I was up in East Village, and I wanted to get myself some ramen, but I didn't have the time. There you go. On the back, there's actually a May Cafe up in New York called May Cafe New York. Japanese food and sweets. And fan service. As you can see, there's actual maids. And a cosplay store. And food. Of course. This one is the Internal Correspondence magazine that they usually have at the conventions. This one was for spring of 2015. Yeah. Spring of 2015. was done by ICV2, which is the Internal Correspondence Volume 2. That's what it was. Or Inside Geek Culture. This is issue number 86. And pretty much, this thing is... I'm looking at these, and what it's basically talked about are upcoming card games and stuff like that. Which I think is pretty neat. It's card games and books and collections and all this type of thing. Go ahead and check it out. Check it out. This next one is from the Los Angeles Times, to HeroComplex.com. Little magazine. This was also at Comicon. On the back it has the DC lineup for the fall series, including The Flash, Gotham, Arrow, and Constantine, which are all showing now. NBC, Fox, and the CW. Definitely. It is like a gossip magazine, I think. It looks like a bunch of comic book stuff in there, with articles and stuff like that. This was actually a pretty good thing. Now, overall, my experience at New York Comic Con was pretty phenomenal, but we haven't really gotten into the meat and potatoes of the whole New York Comic Con experience. So, without further ado, I'm going to go off screen for a little bit, and I'm going to show you guys my poster tube. And hopefully I can get these without having to literally place the posters out of the bag around the tube. I have like a shit ton of posters in one little tube. And some of them have rubber bands on them. Alright. My poster tube. Bought this at the convention. It was like $15 for it. Some of the posters I paid for, and some of them I didn't. Because a lot of the posters were for free, because they're promotional items. Okay, that's the first half. Now for the second one. I think the flag that I had in here was actually in one of these posters, which I think is in this one. So some of the things I brought to the convention, one of these items was a $5 flag. Now, for those who don't know, last year I went to Comicon, saw Attack on Titan for the first time, and I had myself a Attack on Titan flag for the Scouting Legion. Right over here. So, two of these posters are the same. So I'm going to do a little thing. If you're a follower of mine on Instagram, and you're a wrestling fan, or a comic book fan, you guys will get the neat looking poster I got in my hand, which is for the WWE. It looks a little something like this. I'll show you the one that I'm not going to be giving away because it's going to have a tear in it. And I don't want you guys thinking I'm an asshole for giving away damn posters or bad condition poster. It's the, excuse me if you can't hear me very well, it's the WWE Superstars thing. It has Hulk Hogan, Sting, and John Cena. I think this was to promote the WWE network. I will plan to put this up on my wall sometime in the near future. If I can get this thing. Like I said, I have 2 of these. The other one I will give for free contest. Just give it a couple of weeks so that way I can go ahead and get the tubes, poster tubes sent out so that I can mail it. Alright. Let's see if I any more stuff in here. Yes. Alright. The next one has a really cool story behind it. Now, for those who don't know, I'm a big fan of cosplayers. Very big fan. And one of my favorite cosplay people is actually she's not an adult film star, so don't get it twisted. I'm serious, don't get it twisted. And pretty much, can't believe I have to take this back. Pretty much in her bag. Her name is Envious, and she's very famous on the internet for doing a very, very cute and sexy cosplay of Velma Dinkley. Now, for those who don't know, I like Scooby-Doo, the show. It's a really fun show to watch. But whenever I see someone do a very awesome cosplay of Velma Dinkley, I started having like crushes on that character since the movies. And you guys can't blame me on that one, can you? So this is Envious in her Super Silico outfit. And even has her signature. I think it's right. Nope, it's right here. This was her signature. She even put XOXO and a heart. And the other one is the artist that drew it. And that's pretty cool. I got a print of someone that I think is an awesome person. Fun fact, she's actually really nice in person, and for those who don't know, if you're going to talk to cosplayers, talk to them with a little bit of respect, particularly because it's hard enough on their lives if they have to go and do this. And they're doing this not for you, they're doing this because they're fans of something. Just letting you all know, and I'm pretty sure Envious would say the same exact thing. The next poster I have is the poster that I saw for the Hair series, the Hair Chronicles, and pretty much it's a fantasy thing. And I think this was at the Disney booth when I got these, and I just lost a rubber band. And it's the sorcery hand. My bad, I have this upside down. So, by New York Times bestselling author named Cinda Williams China, who I didn't meet, but I think that's pretty cool that I got a poster. The next couple of posters I got were from the Anomaly Comics. I have a couple other ones. I think I had the same thing, or one of them is the same. They also have an app on their store that you download their app, and once you look at their characters and stuff, the little codes that the app can read, and pretty much they can show every character as they are. It's pretty neat. And the same thing with this one. It's also from Anomaly Comics, which is for Between Worlds. There you go. I think I lost that rubber band too. This is the shit. I always get more rubber bands. This is another Anomaly Comics thing for their graphic novel. And pretty much you get the app and you can look at all the comics in 3D, and they pop out real nice too. I think it works with everything from 2.2 onwards, so definitely go ahead and check it out. This next one is for, I don't know, Army of One, I think. Yep, Army of One. American Army, there you go. For the... don't know what country that is, probably a fake country, but yeah. Alright, this one I kinda have, I think I have 2 posters stuck in this one. Do I? Yes I do. No, this is the WWE poster. It's the other one. This is a good one. I'm not going to open that one up. So, this one's at. This right here. This right here is the poster for the Zodiac. Zodiac Legacy, to be exact. It's an upcoming comic book series by Disney, and pretty much deals with the Chinese Zodiac. And unlike Jackie Chan Adventures, this one has more action and is more based on mythology. Not fucking talismans. And not a complete Asian stereotype. So that's pretty cool. That's all the posters I have from this year's New York Comicon. Like I said before, you guys want this WWE poster? Go to my Instagram. It's at Rob Armstead, just like it says on my front page, Rob Armstead, and just follow me on Instagram, and you'll not regret it. I'll put this in a contest. Winner will get this in a tube sent to their house. Once I direct message you, just send me information back, like your housing address, and I'll make sure within 2 or 3 weeks to send this bad boy over. Now, the whole overall experience at Comicon was an amazing experience. Seeing all the people, seeing all the convention goers, seeing all these comics, it gives people time to take a break, sit back from reality, and just see other things from what they are. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show, I'll put these posters up there, and I'm going to put down some other stuff in my closet, because that's just in the closet, and I'm not going in there for it all. But I'll get this section. And place that print when I get a chance into a frame. This way I can go ahead and have it up on my wall. Alright. So, you guys can check out some things. Some stuff from the convention I just came in contact today. This part will be very short, very brief. I don't give a crap. It's the local convention. It's already over. People possibly already home. So you guys can check out what I got. Thing is, I did not buy any items over there. I wanted to, but I had to worry about my money and getting home and all that stuff. So that's that. This right here was for Ring of Fire Con. I actually bought a membership at the door, and I was looking to become a volunteer for this convention, hoping to get that money back afterwards. I don't know. Most volunteers usually get their con badges for free. But go ahead, there's a QR code. Pause the video if you want to look at it, scan it, and just take your time and look at it. It's not that bad of a convention, and this one takes place at the Holiday Inn Virginia Beach Norfolk Hotel and Conference Center, which is off of Greenwich Road in Virginia Beach. It's really cool. The first time I was exposed to Ring of Fire Con, I was coming off from work, and they had people dressed up in costume. I wanted to know what was going on, and pretty much they told me. Unlucky enough for me, I didn't know until afterwards, so I didn't actually go to that convention. So go ahead and look at some postcards that I picked up. You know, little postcards, but you know, that type of thing. Coupons, you know. And I got a lifesaver. I'll eat that later. Okay, the next two are also for upcoming conventions. You have the Virginia Comicon, the VACC, which also has Jay Lee signing the I don't know who that is. Some guy named Jay Lee, from some artists. And then we have Ivy Doom Kitty. She was also at the convention, but I did not see her at New York. You know, she was there. And if I were to take a photo of her, I would like to get one with her and Jessica, but like I said, I wasn't going to sit in a line and waste my time in a line. Sorry. This was for... My phone got done charging. This is for North Carolina Comicon, which is in Durham, North Carolina. It actually takes place within a month from now. And pretty much it's the North Carolina Comicon. It's in North Carolina. This one's from Burt Lacey. He's an artist. Saw some of his prints. Amazing work, by the way. Amazing work. I thought that was pretty cool. The next one I have is When Nerds Collide, the podcast. You can hear them on Stitcher. This one was for Cinema Cafe. If you guys don't know, if you go to Virginia Beach or anywhere in the Hampton Roads district, 7 cities, you got this chain of restaurants / movie theaters called Cinema Cafe. They make food, like actual real food, like dinners and stuff, and you can actually watch real movies while eating dinner. You can drink beer, you can have a souffle or whatever. I think it's actually burgers, fries, fish, vegetarian options as well are available at the time. Also, I got this because I played Plinko and I got myself a free soda. It's pretty cool. Definitely do that. I'll probably use that. When's this thing expire? 2017. I might just do that. The next item I have in my hand, I'll show the coaster because I'm that much of a douchebag. Here you go. Cinema Cafe coaster. Check them out. cinemacafe.com. Next item I have in my hand is this is my double. It's the Tidewater Flats menu for the one in Virginia Beach. I've actually ordered food, like delivery, from this place. And it's not that bad. They make all sorts of stuff. They even have nachos, they have veggie and bean burritos. They have all sorts of stuff, and it's amazing. You can pick items up there. You can make it a meal. You can add toppings. You can do whatever. It's a really good place, and they're very fresh food. Like, literally, I had like a couple of tacos from there, and I had fresh jalapenos in there, and it kind of made my stomach upset. But you know what? It was fucking worth it. This was the place to go to. If you want to go to get some tacos, there's 2 places you can go to. You can go to Meat Hoagers in Norfolk, or you can go to Tidewater Flats in Virginia Beach. Really good Tex-Mex food. The next couple of things I got are from their little business cards from this kind of thing. So this right here is for Iconograph, which is a group of 4 guys. They're a studio. They have their own day jobs, but they also do DeviantArt. They have a Tumblr, a Twitter, and a Facebook. And they make art. It's pretty freaking amazing. This next one is for the 8-Bit Hero podcast. Kind of upside down. This is pause if you want. It has the Matt Slay, who was also up there. He was actually pretty cool. He was a nice guy, and to be honest with you, that was a pretty cool thing. So he does art, and he does things like that. And has an autograph on the bottom. But I did not do that because I'm not that stupid. And I'll mention the Tidewater Comicon I did today, not going on to Sunday. Don't know why they're doing that. This next one's from Axel Illustration, where they have that. Some of their work, wanted to do it, go and check them out, and basically, it's pretty cool. I don't know where they're from. I don't think they're from another city. Possibly from another state. I don't know what the 912 area code, I know 804 and 757, 212, and so forth in New York City. I don't know if 6 of them, but oh well. And, of course, Michigan. This is for Fantasy Escape. It's a store that sells comics and cards in Virginia Beach. This next one is from Bloke's Terrible Tomb of Terror, which is a guy who came in, he was dressed up in a top hat and a suit, and he does a classic style of comic books where back in the 70s they had comic books that were huge, but they were huge because they were magazine size, and it's the only way they can get stuff up there because of laws in Britain. But yeah, this next one I have is a business card for Mike Aragon of Trinity Tattoos. The back of the card, the front of the card. And pretty much, I think that's pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and check him out. I'm a big fan of stuff. The reason why I was talking to this guy was I was planning on getting a tattoo. Been talking about getting one for a long time now. And pretty much it's been difficult trying to get an artist that's not too expensive or what have you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to this guy to get a tattoo on my right calf. So I'm going to get the whole back of the muscle, done. So when I do something, pops out. Especially if I go to the gym, people ask, "Oh, it's a nice tattoo. Where did you get it?" I'd be like, "That Trinity Tattoos." I didn't know that the guy was not Filipino, but I was planning on I might do some more stuff. This was from the When Nerds Collide podcast thing. I was planning on jumping on their podcast, but I was like, you know what, whatever, I don't care. This next item I got was a street sticker which says, I heart Tidewater Comicon. This was their first Comicon. To be honest with you, for the first try, it's not that bad. It's a small convention, by the way, but I'll tell you guys later about this, and I'll tell you my experiences between both. This is for the birthday parties for Cinema Cafe, which is for kids, of course. So, yeah. The next one I have is for the Old Dominion University Anime Club, which I'm not a student at the school, but I think it's pretty cool that it's an anime club. And they were right next to a lot of other wrestlers up there, particularly the Doc, his wife, and then they have Mike Nux, and they also have the Maestro. I would like to see them all one day and see them wrestle in person, but Nux is actually in TNA. I can watch him on TV. Doc is actually working for the New Japan Pro Wrestling with the Bullet Club. He's actually in the stable with Kyle Anderson and AJ Styles. This one is for the Marvel Universe Live. They have this guy passing out full flyers. Too bad I can't go, and even if I did, I don't know how much I would spend on this, and it looks like something that would be taking place on ice. Yeah, not a fan of figure skating and stuff like that. Oh, I did lie. I kind of did buy a couple of things. It's actually one little comic book and a street sticker. But that doesn't really count. The Down and Nerdy Nerdcast, they were doing a little thing up there on their Build podcast. I think that's pretty cool. And then you got the DC Capital Convention, which takes place at a hotel in Washington, D.C. with their president and CEO, Anna Mitchell, and they have a telephone number in the back, and there you go, there's their website, check them out. This next one was by Cullen Pittman. He's the creator, writer, and illustrator of Reba's Quest, which is bringing back the spirit of Saturday morning cartoons from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So an all ages type of thing. It's actually pretty cool. I kind of got a chuckle out of it. Yeah, it's child humor. I don't give a crap. It's pretty cool. And it's a webcomic. The guy came off kind of like Chris Chan for some reason, where he looked kind of like one of those guys I wouldn't hang around with because they seem too beta for my viewpoint. But I think that was pretty cool. Let's see, which one do I want to go for? We're gonna go with some of these little flyers first before I close out. I'll go ahead and just show you a couple other things. Alright, this thing was for Heroes for Hire. Therefore I Geek. It's a podcast. Inking is Sexy. I don't know what this one was for. Check them out. Six Shooter Comics are an upcoming Kickstarter. Check them out. Donate to the Kickstarter. I'll put their stuff up there. It's by Cat Stevens. I talked to her. I'm planning on probably jumping on board to their thing. Matt Slay, which I already talked about. And this one's also for Time for Hugs, which is pretty cool. Now this thing right here is the Power Rangers Parody Comics #1. It was written by a guy named Matt and supposedly it's pretty funny. If you guys don't watch Power Rangers or anything, it's like, for me, it's kind of like watching Power Rangers versus Daria. It's pretty goddamn funny. Oh wow, that's really funny. So definitely check them out. They have B Street Studios. They have some type of thing where they make collages and with the emblem of that series in the middle. You usually don't see that. These next two are actually for Your Wrestling Show, which is based out of Virginia Beach. They're a company that does podcasts on Stitcher and iTunes. And you can find them on Twitter and Facebook, I believe. There you go. And they're going to be at the Dave & Buster's on October 26th for Hell in a Cell. I think that. Which I think is pretty cool. I'm a big fan of pro wrestling, and nothing like watching a $10 thing, pay-per-view. This next one is for Jerseys, Cards, and Comics. Apparently this is a company that's based out on the other side of the water. I don't live in Gloucester, I don't live in Hampton, I definitely don't live in Yorktown, but here you go. And pretty much they do cards and comics, including Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Vanguard, Pokemon, and they are the Beckett official grading submission shop. Meaning that you can submit your items and they can actually look at it from Beckett's 10-point system and tell you how much your card is worth. Pretty cool. This next one is from Vendetta Comics. It was for free, so I picked it up and I kept it. And this is for Biscotti Jones. I don't understand what this is about. But, yeah. And here's a picture of the back. I think that's pretty neat. So, in all essence, let me talk about conventions in general and my overall experiences just for a little bit. Going to a convention, this is going to be a long video. Going to a convention is not a bad experience. You can go and you can meet up with people, understand and do workshops with other people. You can interact with others with similar tastes in content. You can check them out. You can look at different comic book artists that are up and coming, different little artists that do illustrations and works. The thing is, if you're going to a convention, if you're going to ask me which one is better, a local con or a major convention, I'm going to say it like this. If you're going to go to a local convention, particularly if you're in a town like mine where there's not much conventions going on for pop culture, because most of us are in the Navy or most of the cities are in the military, they don't usually get that chance to go out and see everything else. So if you go to a local convention, pretty much expect them to be small, don't expect them to be big, expect them to be a little bit more frequent, but they're not as corporate heavy as the major conventions. Major conventions like New York, Comicon, San Diego, that sort of thing, they're major conventions for a reason, because they have major corporate sponsors like Mega Bloks, Lego, DC, Marvel, IDW, Top Cow Productions. The list goes on. So going into that type of environment, you're not looking into, like, you're not going to be going and seeing all that local stuff. And the local stuff's not that bad. I mean, you go to your local convention, you can also have fun. It'll probably be a lot more cheaper. Major conventions cost a lot more. Let me see if I can find my convention badge from New York Comicon last week. This is my badge, and I spent over like $94 or up to $100 just on this badge alone. And what you have to understand is that Comicon is not, it's not a bad idea. Just going to your local convention is not bad. But if you're not careful with your money, it could break you. If you go to a major convention, it could really break you. If you go to a small time convention, it can break you somewhat, but not that much. Tips between the two. Go to a major convention, take a couple of days off work, particularly use your vacation time, and just have fun. With the major conventions, you'll be able to meet your celebrities and meet your guests and everything. You can with your local cons, but they're not anyone of particular availability, if you know what I'm saying. They're not really that big to begin with. When I was up in New York Comicon, I almost had the chance of meeting Jason David Frank. I ran into Jerry King Lawler. I ran into Mick Foley. I ran into Hurricane Helms. I ran into a whole bunch of other celebrities. And to be honest with you, they're not bad people. They aren't. And to be honest with you, if you guys want to go ahead and check out, different Comicon and everything else, just go. Just go. Like I said, multi-day cons, you can just go and take a day off or take a vacation day, and it's still cool. When you put in the options, right, when you're looking at the options between the two, should I go to a local con, should I go to a big con, I'll tell you this. Go to a local con may just have like a one-day show, or a two-day show, and that's it, it's for the weekend. Most of those, like I said, they're really, really small. The population of the convention might be small, but don't be discouraged, because a lot of these companies, a lot of these small-time conventions can be really fun. Your big commercial conventions like Dallas Comic-Con, or the Houston Comic-Con, or the MagFest, or any other ones which are major conventions, they're going to be a little bit more expensive. They're going to have more people up there, but you'll get the best bang out for your buck. I mean, when you go to New York Comic Con, you can get a lot of free shit just by walking around the booths and just looking around and taking stuff from people's hands and all that stuff. Particularly not stealing things from people's hands and be like, oh, I got that. No. You have people who will hand out items for free. You have more, like I said, more of a, mixed bag between the two. Anime conventions are pretty nice. The best one I went to was Otakon in Baltimore. I have not been to Anime Expo, and I have not been to any other place. I'm going to talk briefly about cosplay, and I look forward to hopefully one day having my own panel. Hopefully. For about an hour or 30 minutes. And this is about cosplay. And this is very, very important that you guys understand about cosplay as fans. As fans, it's very, very important. If you're a fan or a visitor coming in from another state or whatever, you're just enjoying the convention, you're going to run into cosplayers. And they are very few and far between. You'll run into people in Halloween costumes, and you'll run into people with costumes that they made themselves. You have ones that are commissioned costumes, which are also very awesome. You're going to meet a lot of cosplayers. And the best thing about this is that you can take photos with them. But remember this, kids. and any other audience member or person watching this 2-hour-long video, possibly longer than that, is that cosplay is not consent. So do not harass, do not stalk, do not do anything that will make a person uncomfortable and not want to come to the convention ever again. Because, to be honest with you, everyone who goes to a convention is human. Everyone from your Ivy Doomkitties, your Jessica Negris, your celebrities that go to the conventions, they're all humans. And they have the same body parts as you do. They work the same exact way. Somewhat. And you have to keep in mind that they're a normal human being. They have a mind of their own. They can pose for you. They can do a picture for you. And you know what? That's up to you. And to tell you the truth, conventions are amazing. You can do all sorts of stuff at a Comicon, you know, or at any type of convention. Just do what you can with what you got. But remember this. Just have fun. Don't be a douchebag. Don't be a dick in a box. Just have fun. Be cool. Be natural. Be real with yourself. And remember to have fun. Anywho, this is Rob here. Thanks for spending these 2 hours and 2 minutes with me, if you've gotten this far. Peace out.